HAPE is a severe form of altitude illness, but it's not the same thing as acute mountain sickness. So AMS does not equal HAPE. In acute mountain sickness, it's usually more mild and the cause is hypoxia at the altitudes. You have headache, nausea, dizziness. And then with HAPE, it's like super, super severe. And that is specifically where you have pulmonary vasoconstriction and you have increased capillary pressures and edema. So this one, really, you should be thinking about the edema and the capillary constrictions that we talked about earlier. And there you can have like rales and hypoxia, and also like a cough and dyspnea. This is more severe. Whereas acute mountain sickness, this is just hypoxia at altitude. There's also something called high altitude cerebral edema, and that's also severe, but that's like cerebral vasogenic edema, which can cause like ataxia. So they're very related. Now, the question also you asked is acetazolamide. Is that used for AMS? The answer is yes. Acetazolamide is a carbonic anhydrase inhibitor, and so it induces metabolic acidosis, and it stimulates ventilation, and so you get better oxygenation. But for HAPE treatment, you don't use acetazolamide because it's not going to reduce the arterial pressure, and the pulmonary arterial pressure is the common concern there. And so for HAPE, the treatment is going to be nifedipine, which we discussed earlier, and also immediate descent. You got to get out of there and give them supplemental oxygen as well. So for HAPE, it's nifedipine. Whereas for AMS, it's a carbonic anhydrase inhibitor, like acetazolamide. Thanks, that makes sense? Good, I'm glad. And regarding acetazolamide, you should think that if you have low oxygen, then you have hyperventilation. And so hyperventilation, what that does is you're blowing off CO2. And that causes respiratory alkalosis, which is a pH that's high in your blood. And alkalosis is bad, right? Because it inhibits the ventilation reflex. Your body's like, oh, I'm alkaline, I don't need to breathe. But you still need more oxygen, and so it's like backfiring. And so you give them acetazolamide to fix that, because what that does is it'll block the carbonic anhydrase inside of the proximal tubule. And then that causes increase of your renal bicarbonate excretion that causes metabolic acidosis. So you get rid of that base. So buy a base, and then you can breathe again. It helps you adjust, induces that acidosis to allow you to breathe.